Hey guys, welcome back. In the last lecture, we saw how to implement search feature in a Rails app using Ransack Gem. In this video, we will see how to use Ransack Aliases to shorten the name of the Ransack search field attributes. Okay, so let's open the partial where we implemented the search form. So in this partial you can see that we have long attributes name, like let's say first name or last name count, or work email or personal email contains, and permanent address or residential address count, or permanent mobile number or alternate mobile number count, and so on. Okay, now we can see that uh, this seems like a very long attribute name, and we can shorten this attribute name using Ransack aliases. And what are the Ransack aliases? You can see at the gem documentation that you can customize the attribute names for your Ransack search by using Ransack aliases. This is particularly useful for long attribute names that are necessary when querying association or multiple columns. Okay, so here we are not using us we are not querying for the associated records, but we are querying for the multiple columns in the same employee model. Okay, so now let's try to see how we can use Ransack aliases. So just open your employee model, and into the employee model, what you need to do, that you need to write Ransack, what is spelling, alias, sorry, Ransack alias. And here you can write, let's say, contact number, and at the place of contact number you can just copy this text, permanent mobile number or alternate mobile number. Okay, just copy this and paste it into the employee model. And now, since you have added the Ransack aliases for permanent mobile number or alternate mobile number as contact number, so now in your search partial you just need to write this attribute, contact number count. Okay, so now you don't need to provide permanent this long attribute name here, like permanent mobile number or alternate mobile number. You can simply create an alias for it, and you can use alias name here, contact number contains. Okay, you can do the same thing for address as well. Let's say uh, just make it employee address. Okay, employee address contains, and just now create an Ransack alias into the employee model. You can make it like Ransack alias employee address, permanent address or residential address. Now just save this. Okay, so you can see that we uh, shorten the attribute name for address search and contact number search. Okay, now save it and reload the page in browser. Okay, here we reloaded that, and you can see here when you click on search employee. Okay, so just write, let's say, 261 is the code for the user, and when you submit this, you can still refactor the employees who has either permanent contact or the alternate contact, including plus 261 as code, country code. Okay, so here you can see that 261 261 261 261 and also, but here you can see that plus 39 is also visible here. So this employee must have the plus 261 code in its alternate number. So let's confirm this. Okay, yeah, sure. So here you can see that its alternate mobile number has plus 261. Okay, so this is how it works. And same thing you can do for, let's say, search for an address. Say Martiland, and now back, and search employee with address contains. Okay, so there is only one employee who has that address, Brent has. And when you click on the view, you can find this Martiland. Okay, now our Ransack aliases are working. Okay, and as it mentioned into the doc as well, so we use the same thing, and we use how we can use Ransack Alias, as we saw that. But there is one thing that if you can see into the employee form, the employee search form, you can see that what the value I provided in permanent or residential address contains and what the value I provided into the contact number search is not existing in the form. However, it is existing into the params, but it is not in the form. So this is the disadvantage of Ransack Alias. Okay, so if you want to display Ransack Alias, display the submitted values into the form when the form submitted and filter the data, then you must not use the Ransack Alias. If you use Ransack Alias, then your data will not be appear into the form. Okay, because you just customized the column names and you customized the attribute name into the search form. For example, let's see this. If I undo this, and if I undo this as well, now you can see that permanent address or residential address count and permanent mobile number or alternate mobile number count. Okay, and now if I comment both of these Ransack aliases from the employee model and save it, now you can see when I refresh the page, let's add a plus 261 now. Okay, and search for employee. Now I can see the plus 261 here. Now let's say if I add no address here. Now let's say if I pass India here, then still there is no address, no employee with the address containing India. But you can see that I am able to see India here. Okay, now if I search with the contact and permanent and alternate contact number, I can still see the country code here. So this is what happened when you do not use Ransack aliases. So just keep this thing in mind, that when you use Ransack aliases for filtering the records, then your values will be disappear from form, and you can however see them in params. Okay, and if you want to display them into your form, you have to write additional codes like if param exists then display that, else value should be blank, or the form contains some values, depend what is existing in the params. But usually we should avoid such kind of logical conditions into the form. Okay, so just try to use Ransack aliases very carefully. Okay, because when you use Ransack aliases, you will not be able to see the submitted value into the your filter form or into your search form. Okay, but uh, okay, here see. But if you do not use Ransack aliases, then you have to provide such a long name for the attributes if you want to access for multiple columns or multiple uh, tables or associated tables. If you want to carry for such cases, okay. So then, if you use Ransack alias, you will not get the value inside the form. If you do not use Ransack alias, you have to provide long name to your search attributes. Okay, so this is a kind of trade-off, and it is totally depends upon you that what you want to handle. You want to make the form or the code into the view template or the your search form template clean and neat, then you can use aliases. But if you want to display the submitted params into your form without writing additional if and else for handling the params into the form, then you must avoid using Ransack aliases. Okay, so it totally depends upon you, but and you will get idea about that when you practice that. So just follow this video and uh, try to practice with Ransack alias, and then choose that whether you should use this or not. Okay, and in the description of this video I will add the repository link as well. Okay, but I will not using Ransack aliases. My purpose was just to show how to use Ransack aliases, and I will add these comments. If you want, you can use them. If you do not want, you can just avoid them. But yeah, I will request you to just practice that to get more better with that, and to know the difference, to realize this difference at your end personally. Okay, so just go to the description of the video and you will find the uh, repository URL. Okay, and here is the GitHub URL for a repository for that, and I will add the link for a link to the description of the video. Just go there and set up it at your own and just practice Ransack Aliases. Okay, and realize the difference. Okay, so that's all from this video. In next video we will work with the Kaminari gem to add a pagination into our employee index page, because here now you can see that it's a very long list. If I reset the employee page, and now here you can see I have thousands of employee, and it's a very long type of it's a long time scrolling, okay, to see all the employees. So better if we can have some pagination stuff here, so that we can have fixed number of employee at every page. So we will use that, and we will use the Kaminari gem to limit the number of employees on a page. Okay, so thanks for watching this, and let's meet into the next lecture. Till then, tata, goodbye, take care and stay safe.